Alright, I'm Travis with Mccrea Rooter and Drain. So what we actually did here, it's called pipe bursting. And the reason why we did pipe bursting was because of the type of pipe that was actually here. It's called Orangeburg pipe. What it is, it's basically just like a fibrous pipe. I like relating it to either tar paper or like a roll of toilet paper soaked in tar made into a pipe. And what happens over time is it starts bubbling, and actually here it collapsed completely. And also roots tend to get into the system. So with us bursting it, what we did, so we went all the way out into the road, as you can see. So we bursted it, we pulled a pipe through, the old pipe, all the way from the road, all the way to this hole that you can see right here. And with us pulling that pipe through, it's just one continuous pipe that you're not gonna have to worry about any connections in the future. And because like the connections tend to be the weak points, so we just completely eliminated that.
So the pipe you used is what type of material?
The pipe that we used to burst it,
Yeah.
so it's called HDPE.
Okay.
And what it allows us to do, it looks a lot like ABS pipe, but we don't use glue on it. We actually fuse it together with heat, and so that's a pretty cool process too.
And actually, I'm going to be showing that as we're talking, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So, okay, and now, so as you know, I'm a DIYer. I have my own DIY channel, everything like that. I like to do as much as I can.
Yeah.
My wife and I were actually talking. There's very few things that I've ever actually subbed out or contracted out, except for stuff done through insurance. So why would this not be something that a DIYer should do? I mean, honestly, if I know there's a lot of people that do it. If they got the backer, they're going to try to do it. But what would be the reasons why you would think that a professional ought to get in there and do it versus a DIYer?
Versus somebody. Okay, so what we have a tons of equipment. We invested lots of time in equipment and money in equipment, training. So we're all been trained to use the equipment. And with trenchless sewer repair, you don't want something to go wrong. If something goes wrong, like we're digging out in the street and there's actually a water line in the street, you need to make sure that you're not hitting stuff, and there's actually a water line by the house. Luckily, we were able to avoid it completely. But the reason why you wouldn't want to do that is because there's lots of liability that comes with it. And an awesome thing about trenchless sewer repair is we basically only was necessary to do 2 holes, and we replaced the whole line. We didn't have to trench out everything, didn't have to put tons of dirt everywhere, and this is basically just a one-day process. And you can see all the equipment we have, the trucks, so we've invested quite a bit so we can make sure that everything goes smooth. And if it doesn't go smooth, then and you're trying to do it, then it's a lot worse.
So I appreciate your time and everything like that, and I appreciate you letting me do the video of this and show this. So I hope that a lot of people are going to get the opportunity to see this, and maybe now you do camera work too. That camera, looking through the sewer and stuff like that, is that able to detect, are you able to tell if that's Orangeburg?
Yeah, so with the cameras that we use, they're high definition cameras. The reason why we spent quite a bit on camera, because we want to be able to show exactly what's going on. Like sewer lines, it's out of sight, out of mind. But what the camera allows us to do is to like, you don't have to take our word for it, say, oh yeah, there's a crack or something in the line. No, we can see exactly what's going on in the ground, and then we're actually able to even locate where the issues are if there's just one issue, and we're able to see exactly what kind of condition everything's in.
In time frame that this Orangeburg was in use, I know that it's not used anymore. They've changed. They've gone to this HDPE materials and some other materials. But so when did they start using this, and when did they stop? So people that have houses in that era, you know, that were built during that time, might want to have somebody run a camera, you know, a real good camera through to see if they're having issues before it becomes an emergency like mine was.
Yeah, so they started it and so we've been doing this for quite a while, and we've seen it in houses that are from 1930s all the way up to the 1970s. They started cycling out and they've used other materials, but they used it mainly in the 1950s during time of war, when they didn't have other materials, or stuff wasn't as easily accessible as it is now, or before or after the war.